Hey guys, welcome to Picksburgh. It's Anthony, and glad to be back with you guys today on the ECOM and Beyond Morning Show. With me, as always, is my co-host Nate, aka Every Day I'm Hustling. Glad you guys are here to join us this morning. Still feeling under the weather, but I'm not delirious anymore, so that's a huge plus in my direction. So I just want to thank everyone for the support while I was sick. First person with us today was Jimmy, infamous Stacker. Thanks for being here, man. You get a brownie point for that. So let me actually go and update that chart right now, just so I don't forget to give you one. As of right now, the leading brownie point getter is West Max Gary with 2. So it's a pretty close race. So definitely keep trying to get those. Because have you announced yet, Nate, what the next prize is going to be?
No, we haven't really got to talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't real sure. I was trying to listen in to the show the past couple of days, but dude, I couldn't focus on anything. So I was getting out of sleep. It was crazy. Secondly, we have Hot Mess Thrifter. Good morning to you. Glad that you're here today. We got Old School Picker. What's up, Chris? Good to see you, my man.
OSP.
You guys aren't subbed to him, please do. He's a really good content creator. I enjoy his stuff. Got Larry Lafferty in the house. What's going on, my man? Good to see you. Good morning, Lynn. Got Perlini with us. Glad to see you. We got John, Dad's Vintage Garage. Good to see you all the way from Virginia today. No Money G. What's going on, my man? Good to see you. Always good to see you, Greg. We have Johnny in the house. What's going on, Johnny? Good to see you, my man. Cajun Roots reseller. Got Matt in the house, BK Vending and Flipping. Good to see you, Matt. Congratulations again on hitting 600 subs. Well on your way to that 1,000. Got Land Shark Picker in the house. What's up, Craig?
Great.
If it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got bleep to do. DC Sales, the master of the license plate, is with us. Good to see you. Good morning to Tommy, the Bargain Effect. Glad that you're able to be here today, Tommy. We got the hippest, the flippinest Mama in the house. What's going on? Good to see you, Kelly. Glad that you're able to join us. Got Michelle Lathan. What's going on, Michelle? Good to see you. Good morning to Gina. Key Lime Kisses. Glad you're here. Little Bunny Foo Foo. Good to see you. Glad that you're able to join us today. Got Kelly, the Ecom Mom Ward. Master of the Roundhouse Kick. Oh, that sucks. Michelle said she lost power twice today. Let's see how long it lasts this time. Crocker's Lockers is in the house. What's going on, John? Good to see you, man. Glad you're able to join us. Crocker's Lockers is going to be joining us on the show probably next week, guys, so stay tuned for that. I was able to email with them the past couple days while I was down and out, so you should be seeing them next week sometime probably. Got Jody Meetama in the house. What's going on, Jody? How you doing, my man? Definitely want to have you on sometime soon, Jody, talk to you about Poshmark and that kind of stuff. Hey, thanks, Greg. He said it's good to see I at least look a little bit better. Yeah, dude, you should have seen me the other day. It was not a pretty sight. Got Siosa Sales in the house. What's going on, Lisa? Good to see you, as always. Betty Webb, good morning. Glad that you're here. Steampunk Town, how you doing? Craig says it's 37 this morning over there in Alabama. I don't know what it is here. It's freaking cold. We got tons of snow going on. I'll let you know right now. It is a crisp 28 degrees, which is not that far off from Alabama, surprisingly. We do got a buttload of snow. The roads are pretty bad out this way, from what my wife told me this morning. But yeah, it's
I got about 5-6 inches of snow, something like that.
nice. Jody said he'd be more than happy to come on. That'd be great, man. Eric Bischoff, what's going on, my man? Always good to see you. Prosperous Caregivers, how are you today? Glad that you're here. My wife is a caregiver. She's in the nursing field. She works at a hospital and she does caregiving on the side. Today she's at her caregiving gig. Let's see if anyone else is here. Anyone I missed, feel free to say something. Rev Resale's in the house. What's going on, Rev? Good to see you, man. Always glad to see you. Gotta have you on sometime too, Rev. Craig says, question, how much is a buttload? Or do I really want to know? You probably don't really want to know, man. Be honest with you.
You know what a buttload is there, Craig.
Yeah, it's probably best we don't get into the buttload. And it's Flippin. Good morning. Glad to see you. Yeah, so this morning thought it'd be a good topic because one of the things that I noticed while I was down and out was there was a lot of speculation in the Wall Street Journal of whether or not eBay was going to be bought out. And I was just wondering, do you guys think that's a good thing or a bad thing for us sellers? Me personally, it's like 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. Just because, eBay has really had its struggles over the last year, especially with their CEO stepping down and, all that jazz. I really haven't seen too much of an uptick since he stepped down either. Not saying that there won't be or whatnot, but I was just real curious to kind of throw out, the feelers to the community and see how everybody feels about, about that. Get whatever opinions you guys might have on that topic, and also see kind of where Nate's mind is on it.
I think it all can be better. I mean, as far back as, I've been on the platform, and from what data I can look at, it's just been trending downward slowly, not huge, but, enough to, after 2 years, you're like, man, something just isn't right. They're not marketing where they need to be. I mean, even Mercari had the Super Bowl ad, so they have to try and reach out to the new generation, and they need somebody to come in and know how to market and really just, get people excited about eBay. Have them come try eBay again. Make it seem like it's a new thing, revamp something. But they just kind of, once the auctions lost its like its luster, basically. eBay just kind of went slowly down ever since. So I think it can only be better, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
New outlook, new breath of fresh air, more different marketing strategy, or have one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about the company that made the offer, but they're known for buying companies that are underperforming and basically giving them a jump start. So
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that are saying it's positive. Like, for example, Key Lime Kisses says, hope they are. Maybe the purchaser can fix the mess eBay's got going on. Jody says, good. I feel like none of the board members of eBay actually care. They need someone to take over and run the company better. Completely agree with that. One thing I'm worried about is how deep-seated are the issues that the board hasn't been able to address them. You know what I mean? Bargain Effect has a completely different take on it. But go ahead, Nate. Whatever you were going to say.
I think they even said in an article that ever since that guy stepped down, that there has been just like chaos among the board members. So because there's nobody, leading the pack, has the master say, or whatever you want to say, like, they're all basically running amok because they're, all of them are trying to, get their name out there to get that position right now. So they just need to make a move with that. And I mean, if someone's going to offer them some money to save them, then I would definitely look into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tommy says there's not going to be an eBay buyout. It was a figure of speech taken out of context again. I'm going to show you the main article that I got this from. Keep in mind, I was a little bit delirious while reading it, but I also had Nate read it too. So this is from the Wall Street Journal. So it's a reliable, reputable source. But yeah, it's let's see. Rev Resale says it all depends on the outcome of the buyout. Some things could improve that would help the buyer and the seller. I completely agree. Kind of the reason I said it could be 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other, because my viewpoints on it is it depends on who buys them out. You know what I mean? Like, for example, Amazon could pull a WWE move where they buy out the competition and just kind of squash them like a bug. Not saying that they will, but
I could turn eBay into a straight auction site and just push it like crazy, or the used collectible market and just go crazy over there. I think that would be the best move ever for eBay.
Yeah, and Chris says, good. If they don't update their business, it will die like Kmart, Sears, etc. I completely agree.
Exactly.
Destiny did ask me if I'd be able to join her on Saturday for her mental health chat. Absolutely. Be more than happy to. I did say it in the chat. I don't know if you saw it. I'm not that far ahead yet.
We have our, I scheduled a thing for our working hangout / reseller meetup chat Saturday.
Oh, cool.
We'll figure it out. Maybe I'll switch it back.
Okay. Well, I mean, her thing normally doesn't last all that long anyway. I think it's either 11. I think it's 11 a.m. her time.
All right. Yeah, I could just push mine back. I can't remember what time I put it for.
Okay, I'm just trying to move ahead in the chat because I want to make sure I get everybody's opinion on this. Hey, Todd. What's up? Flippin' Hustler in the house. Good to see you. Tommy said he could see it as being a positive thing, though.
Yeah, whenever a company wants to put in that much money, say it's $30 billion, they got to have a plan or an idea of what that company needs to really make it better. If not, then they're wasting $30 billion, which, who would want to just kind of throw away $30 billion? I know I would definitely wouldn't. I mean, that company is represented by a lot of others and their board and everything else. So, anytime a company even has interest, say they maybe didn't put the offer out there, but at least have some interest in eBay. They have a plan. They have an idea of what it needs to make it better, or they have something that can help make it better. You know what I mean? That they already have in their business. Now, like I said, I don't know what they own or whatever, because I was trying to figure that out, but I'm not huge into the stock market stuff. So, but I mean, they have to have some type of idea of what eBay needs or what direction to take it, and have been talking about it for a good period of time to even, consider even purchasing a company that's kind of on the downside a little bit, as bad as I hate to say.
Yeah, sure. Jody says he thinks that eBay Inc. needs a new CEO ASAP. Yeah, I mean, like, why would you not replace him like ASAP, or at least, you know what I mean? Like, it's been so long since he stepped down. Why would you not replace him for that? someone that can take control, give new ideas, update the website, fire some employees. 14,000 people work for eBay. What are they doing, etc. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, if you don't have somebody in charge, like, the inmates are going to run the asylum, you know, and there needs to be some kind of strategic vision moving forward. Just like Rev says, having a marketing strategy would be a good start. You know, start putting eBay out there again.
Right. You got to. I mean, you can be the Walmart and the Amazon of the world, and you know, if you don't market the younger people that are now, okay, now I'm buying stuff now, or you know, I'm looking for stuff to buy online. These people aren't going to know about it unless it's word of mouth. And
Yeah.
I mean, how much word of mouth is really going around with eBay anymore? I mean, it's not as much as nearly as I would like. You know, I don't sell a super ton like maybe like Anthony does, but I mean, it's always been something I wanted them to, you know, for me to grow, and I would love for eBay to grow.
Yeah, I mean, just in it to flip it says it great right here. They need to stop tinkering, updating every week until they figure out how to do it without messing with our sales. Absolutely. I mean, my sales have been straight trash so far this year, and I can't even blame it all on eBay or their updates or anything like that. Like, this last week is the second time I've been down for 3 days, like, without being able to really, you know, get my listing going. And not to mention, I just took a large vacation in December, so my eBay just hasn't fully recovered from all of those kind of downtimes.
Yeah, I mean, just
This was the Wall Street Journal article for anybody that wanted to look it up right here.
they need to market, and they need to make, I think they need to make the website a lot more simplistic. I mean, when you're searching for stuff and you're searching, say, for, I don't know, I always say Funko, but let's say a Funko. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to pull up 900 different Funkos. Some might not even be matched right because someone else put something else in the title or whatever. I think they need to go to more of like, almost like, instead of having everything like used, new, and everyone's listing, if you search for something, it should bring up new, used of that item, and then you can pick by the price range or whatever, or however you want to choose from there, something like that. Like, because if you go on Amazon, you type in, you know, if I wanted to buy this Funko Pop that I have, you know, you get that and maybe a couple bundles of ones that they have or whatever, and that's it. And it's real easy, simple, in and out. People don't want to waste 20 minutes looking for one item, reading descriptions and looking at all these different pictures and trying to figure out which one it is.
Mm-hmm. And Jenny makes a good point here. How can the board members be excited about the company when their CEO just up and left? I can understand it may just be total trash over at CEO corporate office. eBay employees need a boost. Yeah, for sure. Like, for me, like, seeing the CEO just up and bounce, that's almost like the captain of a ship just like jumping overboard and leaving like the ship to like go over a waterfall type thing. Not saying that's what happened, but I mean, it doesn't look good when the CEO is just like deuces. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't going the right way. Gina said, okay, so buyout might be the wrong verbiage, but maybe a change in infrastructure of the inner workings that run eBay. Yeah, I mean, I think any of that's good. They need someone to bring vision. What's going on, Mike? Good to see you, man. Paul with us, Gate City Picker. He's going to be with us on Thursday of next week, so make sure you guys tune in for that.
Cool. Yeah, it might not even be like a buyout. It might be just something where they work together. You know what I mean? Where they have a common interest, they're able to make some profits, and you know, something like that. Because that's kind of like what the article kind of reads. If you really read that real closely, it's like, you know, where it brings value to both, but to shareholders or both companies.
Yeah.
So then there was no negotiations or talks about buying, you know, or offers made or whatever. So to me, that's almost like, hey, we'll come in, we'll help you kind of run the, you know, right the ship here, if it's a marketing thing or whatever the case may be, and we'll get you back on. I mean, that might be the case. But yeah, they most definitely need to just get somebody in there on the board like as soon as possible.
Yeah, for sure. So Jody says even if eBay was purchased by Amazon, if eBay actually wanted to sell, I think it could turn out to be a good thing. Amazon knows what they're doing. eBay isn't staying with the times. Yeah, I agree. So what In It to Flip It is saying, ICE approached eBay to explore a range of potential opportunities that might create value for shareholders of both companies. It said eBay has not engaged in a meaningful way.
So basically, ICE, like kind of like I was saying a little bit before, like ICE has approached them to potential opportunities, which could be just give them a hand in some type of way, but eBay's giving them the major stiff arm. Man.
Yeah, and Scott's kind of saying the same thing. Rev says that eBay could use this as a reset, keep the main idea of being a platform that is second in the market, and bring eyes back to the platform like a football team with a new coach. Yeah, completely agree.
Yeah, I mean, I think any breath of fresh air, unless someone is just does an epic fail and belly flop it with them, I think that is the only way that eBay can kind of right the ship and just kind of just stay in their lane in their market or whatever. I mean, that's the overall thing. They can't compete with Amazon. Amazon has revolutionized the e-commerce way farther than we could think, and they're always working on stuff that's even that mind blowing to us right now. I'm sure they're working on, because that's what they do. They always think way ahead and work on new things. So it's just better for eBay just to get things right, get a CEO in there, get the board back working together, figuring out what's going on, and then hopefully everything kind of rights itself.
Yeah, for sure. And Tommy says eBay needs much better marketing team and spending. Yeah, I think the two biggest things that I hear people say in regards to eBay as far as improvement is marketing and leadership. Those are two areas that a lot of people that are really into eBay, I've noticed complain about. I want to say good morning to my man MacMan. What did I say? MacMan. Good to see you, man. Glad you're here. This chat completely sucks. Good morning, Jonathan.
Deep in the sandbox said the best thing Amazon ever did for eBay sellers was increase gating. Honestly, it now that I'm going into wholesale, that's not even a worry really. I mean, I'm not going to be able to sell Nike or anything, but 90% of all the wholesale companies that you can work with has the items that I can buy to get engaged with really easy. It just takes a more professional of an outlook in business with them.
Hey, good morning, Red at Red Toy. Appreciate you being here. Says I've been on eBay for 27 years. Joined when there was 25,000 people. Business in the same year at the beginning of the year as it has been since I started. First $100,000 a year. So what's up? He says trick is to sell unique items. Because brand new stuff on eBay, you're competing with 1 million people. Trick is to sell unique items. Yeah, for sure. I definitely think that eBay is a great one-off platform for the most part. I think it's why so many people are successful using the garage sale strategy, where you can go buy really cool one-off items for pennies on the dollar, turn around, flip them on eBay. That's my preferred way to do eBay, is to go to garage sales and places like that, find really cool stuff, and flip them on eBay for a substantial upgrade, or upcharge, I should say. As far as new stuff goes, like if I'm ungated in it, the first place I'm looking to send it is Amazon, just because of the rapid speed that it's going to flip in.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like last night I got 250 items that I sourced in basically one day, and they'll all mostly sell relatively quick.
What's up, reseller man? What's up, Lauren? Deep end of the sandbox. Good to see you. She says, hey, all unpopular opinion here. eBay was always for collectibles. Now that general resale is the wave of the future, they're unable to change and meet seller demands. I mean, I can see eBay being a little bit for everything, because whenever I think of, if I'm looking for an item, where can I definitely find it? It's always, first thing that pops in my mind is eBay. I think with the younger generation, most people think, okay, well, let's just go Amazon. Now that I'm selling on both platforms, I'm kind of associating Amazon more for like an everyday items type of marketplace. Like if I wanted to go to like an internet Walmart, I would go to like Amazon. But if I wanted to find like really cool stuff, like more niche-y type stuff, I'd go to eBay. I'm sure everybody probably has some kind of opinion on what each marketplace kind of represents.
See, I think part of the eBay's problem, like, I mean, we said this a few times, like marketing. I mean, it's customer acquisition. You know what I mean? Just getting them and keeping them. And I think I seen what MacMan said, that another thing is the shipping. Like customers don't want to wait for the shipping, and I know that for me as well. Like I'll want something or need something. I'm like, oh, I need this, so I better order, hurry up. So maybe I'll get it tomorrow. If I ordered something from eBay, I mean, we're looking at 3, 5, 7, 8 days, 9 days.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think they need to push that for our sellers. I mean, push the faster shipping, have it 1 day handling at not have these like 5 to 7 days, and it will push some of the Chinese sellers out of the market, because if you look at 90% of the stuff that most people look for, there's always that China seller in there that has the price super low, and it'd be like, well, you can get it in 2 months. Like, have them have higher fees. Like, give us a little cheaper fees, have a faster shipping, give us a little break on it. I think that will help the market too.
Yeah, for sure. Tommy said, I wonder if people bashing eBay on YouTube has anything to do with their sales. I wouldn't be surprised if it does, Tommy. I'm sure it could correlate very well in in people being frustrated with their sales. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm still the guy that sends FBA packages to Amazon with eBay tape. So it just shows how much regardless of how crap my sales have been, how much I do like eBay. It's still my preferred platform out of everything. Mercari probably being a close second in, like, if I only had one platform to sell on. Not saying that Amazon isn't like completely killing the game. It just like, I just don't enjoy it as much as I do the other ones. I might be generating even better numbers on Amazon. It's just, as far as fun goes, you know what I mean? Like, because for me, I mean, I don't necessarily have to resell if I don't want to. I just enjoy doing it. You know what I mean? So for me, I just have the most fun on eBay out of all the platforms, if that makes any sense to anyone. Because I'm sure like a lot of you guys, you could be doing any other type of thing to make money. You don't necessarily have to sell on eBay or Amazon or Poshmark, Mercari, but you find one thing that you enjoy, and you just kind of stick with it. That's why I'm always so interested to hear what's going on with eBay, because I want eBay to thrive. You know what I mean? Like if eBay could have a renaissance like it did back in the late 90s, that's good for everybody. You know what I mean? Like every single person that resells is going to benefit for that. Even someone that's like in the camp like Nate, who's like, diehard Amazon FBA, right? Because there's plenty of items he can't sell on Amazon. You know what I mean? So eBay having a boom is going to do nothing but even line his pockets too. Because for the most part, most resellers will use eBay at some time or another, regardless of what their primary platform is. Because I feel like we're in the age now where multi-platforming is a trend. Whereas before, you might have been an eBay seller, you might have just been an Amazon seller. Now it's like you're both and. At least that's my opinion. That's the trend I see reselling going. Even if you look over the last couple years, even on YouTube, as far as resellers go, there were trends like with people that were strictly eBay sellers. There are people that were strictly Amazon sellers. Now you're seeing even a lot of YouTubers that are resellers kind of going in multiple directions, so they're not tied down to like one specific thing. So
how eBay and Amazon is, they're both totally different. Now, if you love going looking for something and buying it for $1 and sitting on it, eventually making a good profit on it, that's great. Like I love that.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to paying the bills for my family and stuff like that, I can't look at, and this is totally, obviously my opinion, I can't look at eBay as saying, okay, like even right now, I don't even think if I had 10,000 items in my store, I could say that I could jump and go full time and on the eBay. It's just too much of the rocky up and down with the glitches and everything else. But like with eBay, I might be making a little bit smaller margins. I send it into them. They do all the work. I can do whatever else I want to do. And I'm making so much money so much faster. So much faster. I sold 299. I showed Mama 2 days ago. Sold 299 of one item in 30 days. How in the world could I ever do that on eBay? There's no way. No possible way.
I guess it would depend on what the item is, because if you were to take, for example, would you say 231 or something like that?
299.
If you were to take like that many copies of like Mario Sunshine, or something like crazy rare that like everybody and their mom wants, you could do it on eBay.
I don't think that. I mean, but look at it like this: you could sell video games.
For example, what if I took 299 test strips? The ones that I put up that sell within 5 seconds.
Well, that's a little different. That's other companies buying it and then basically reselling it to people with their insurance and everything like that. But what I'm saying, like, even if you took that game, like you said, I can take that game and I had 10,000 copies, send it to Amazon. I'd probably sell triple what you would sell on eBay. You could do a side by side comparison and put 5,000 aside for eBay and 5,000 aside for Amazon. I bet you Amazon would sell out in a month, where eBay I'd sell maybe, I don't even know. I've never had any like high volume push. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Tommy's right. Like if you have the right item at the right price, you'll have sales. I mean that goes without saying on pretty much any platform. You know what I mean? Because people are always looking for a value. I do want to thank Jonathan because I had no idea that a super sticker was sent. Nate, since you're on the chat on YouTube, if you could see any like super chats or anything that I miss, just please let me know. But thank you so much, Jonathan. I really do appreciate it. Super chats are definitely not ever expected, but they're always very, very much appreciated when they come in. So thank you so much for doing that, man. 100% appreciate you.
My ROI, I see cool people asking about what my ROI was on those 290 items. It was 250%. And even if it was $1 and I could sell 299, I'm making $1,000 in a day. I mean, not a day, in a month. Just sending in, 4 boxes or 5, 6 boxes or something. I'll do that any day of the week. I love eBay. I hate to sound like I'm bashing it, but you can't compare apples and oranges. It's a whole different experience. And even like with the wholesale stuff, like someone said yesterday, wholesale is, it's boring. Yeah, it's a little more boring, but everything is, you got to make it fun and interesting and different. Like there's still a hunt, there's still a mindset that you have to have, that you're, when you're buying stuff, that is this going to be hot? Is this going to be good? Is this worth my money? You can't just go to garage sales, buy everything you see for $1 and hope it sells for 20 or 30.
For sure. D puts out a really good point here. Even eBay sellers do most of their e-com shopping on Amazon. I know a lot that do. Personally, like the only e-com shopping I really ever do is like eBay and Mercari. Mercari mainly for the point that I keep money stored there. That I really only transfer stuff on Mercari once I get to like $100 or more. So I'll just keep money stored there. And a lot of times it's easy for me to just go use that money because it's like money I don't have. But as far as like eBay, most of the stuff I'm interested in buying is all like one-off stuff. Like I'm looking for a video game for like a Nintendo system from the 90s or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, although I could see like, say I want, I don't know, something that you'd run to Walmart and get. You know, I could see using Amazon for that. Like my wife, she spends a lot on both Amazon and Poshmark. Like those are her like major. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat, Jonathan. Really appreciate that, man. He says, which would you use if you're just starting, eBay or Amazon? I would 100% use eBay first. It's a lot easier to figure out. Even after being on eBay for so long, getting into Amazon, like even now, like I was just telling Nate the other day, like one of my least favorite things about Amazon is actually building the order and doing all that stuff. There's just so many little steps and it's so confusing and it frustrates the heck out of me. Not saying that you can't figure it out because obviously I've learned to do it, but if you're just starting, eBay is so much simpler to use. So I would definitely suggest starting with eBay first.
eBay, you don't have to have as much money in the game. You're able to learn shipping. You're able to understand, just how the marketplace works. So it's a great place to where you'd only need, some pocket money to go to a yard sale or thrift store and just jump in, list some stuff, and now you're in. Where with Amazon, if you don't know all the research and the data that I and a couple other, others that do Amazon, and don't know how to pack correctly, because just having someone that's never really packed, some different items before, wouldn't have a good success rate with some of the stuff that could get damaged in them, or some of the stuff might just not sell. Just because, I send something to Amazon doesn't mean it's going to sell. You just have to know what you're looking for, what the ranks are, and all that type of stuff. So definitely eBay over Amazon. But once you get accustomed to what you're doing on eBay and you feel comfortable, that's when I would try Amazon.
For sure. And Kelly's just saying she sells a wide range of items. Yesterday, she sold laundry detergent, pet supplies, grocery items, home decor, and books on there. Yeah, and that's what's so cool about Amazon is like you can sell that stuff in like such a rapid pace over there. Whereas, like for example, there's items like she's talking about right there that I've actually tried to list eBay before that just doesn't sell. And it's just because most people going to eBay aren't looking for those type of items, in my opinion, or from what I've seen. So Scott says he makes the most of his money selling on Amazon. He just loves the thrill, the hunt for eBay. Selling collectibles is fun. Auction items are fun. Yeah, for sure. That's what really got me into eBay for the most part was the whole picking side of things. You know what I mean? Like, for example, if like you could be like the American Pickers and just travel the country picking stuff and have somebody else sell it for you. Not saying they don't sell their own stuff, but they have a store and they have employees and stuff that can sell the items. With eBay, it's kind of like your store. You put the stuff there and it sells for you. Yeah, DC Sells is right. She said late 90s, eBay was innovative. Now they just kind of follow others. And that's the other thing is they're trying to catch up with Amazon and these other marketplaces where they just need to be great at being eBay. Because there's still so many people that like absolutely love eBay and are like diehard eBayers regardless of everything that they've kind of been through over the last several years with the platform. Good morning to D Flippin Particles and Jennifer Hayes. I don't know if I greeted you yet. Scott says combining YouTube and eBay like Blue Bus Dave is a great idea or an excellent idea. Yeah, for sure. I mean, even if you look at Lonnie, you know what I mean? Like over at Garage Flips, I learned so much about eBay just by watching his channel. But it's also helped him in gaining like viewer sales and stuff like that because his channel almost becomes like a commercial for the stuff that he's bringing in. You know, so sometimes like I've actually hit him up on a few items before he's even had them listed on eBay and been like, hey man, I'm interested in that game or whatever, you know what I mean? And made like a side deal because it's almost like watching a commercial, watching somebody's videos that does that.
Backroad Picker said eBay is great. I make $5K from working 4 Saturdays a month and dealing with used items. Amazon, I feel like I'm all chasing for a product and hoping not to get off the platform. Some of that, I mean, it's great that you're doing well on eBay, that you're working, 4 Saturdays a month and you're doing well. I mean, it's not really a chase. There's different ways you can do it where you can get everything sent to your house, or you could do the wholesale side of things. And then when you go to get stuff, then you don't have to be worry about getting kicked off or whatever. I mean, as long as you do things correctly and get things correctly, like if you're getting stuff from storage lockers or things like that, you're not going to be able to put it on Amazon. But if you do it right, you get ungated, through wholesale, you're safe for that product line for 6 months, and you don't have to worry about getting kicked off or going deep and now you have to sell it all somewhere else. You just have to do it correctly. Amazon does everything, to protect the customers, to protect themselves, because they don't want people selling, even though that they have people that are doing this, because there was accusations on different places that like people are selling like fakes and knockoffs and stuff like that. That's why they're doing it, to protect people from not getting those. So I mean, not saying that anybody here would sell that type of stuff, but that's what they're doing when they're gating these specific brands, and they're protecting the other companies that might be losing money because of that.
Yeah, so I don't know if you saw it, but Backroad Picker and Cody Bruh were kind of asking about your ROI and your profits on the $2.99 that you sold.
Yeah, I answered that before.
Okay, just making sure. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because he sells mentioned, and he'll see this 10 minutes later, and it's like exactly 10 minutes later. I'm sorry, guys. This is the only way I'm able to make sure that like I don't ignore people in the chat. That's why I try to make sure like Nate's at like the front of the chat and I stay behind just to make sure that no one feels ignored and everybody's able to contribute to the show. So I'm working my best to like be better at that. But so if anybody has suggestions that I can read 10 minutes later and and improve your experience and the flow of the show, I would be 100% open to trying different things or whatnot. Just trying my best to make sure everybody is engaged and a part of it.
Jonathan says, so Amazon's more of a bulk type stuff that you have. You could sell one-offs too, but yeah, it's mostly for the, selling something that's going to sell really fast, and then you have you can get a nice quantity of. Like, do I find items that I can send in, or sell 200 or 300 a month? No, but I'll grab 5 or 10 of something, and then I go back and it's gone, or it's whatever I have opportunities for.
Yeah, I completely understand what you're saying here, Backroad Picker. You said eBay is great. I make $5K plus from working 4 Saturdays a month and dealing with used items. Amazon, I feel like I'm all chasing for product and hoping not to get kicked off the platform. Personally, from my experience with Amazon, I've never been afraid of I've never been afraid of them kicking me off the platform. I just try to do everything by the book when it comes to Amazon. But I would say you're semi right in the chasing the product aspect, because you either want to be first in with items or you want to be the last with the item, because if not, then you're going to deal with like all the fluctuations on price. But it really just depends on what your style is. You know what I mean? Like for me, like I could do great with just eBay alone. You know what I mean? But Nate could do fantastic with just Amazon alone. So it just depends on the type of stuff you sell, the inventory you have access to, because eBay is not for everyone. Amazon's not for everyone. So it's just like one of those things. Hey, take it easy, D. Hope everything's okay, and definitely be praying for you with all the flooding and snow and everything. So be safe out there. But yeah, I completely understand. Like, and you're able to make great deals of money on both platforms. You definitely get a lot higher ROI on eBay, but Amazon just churns it so quick. I've actually sold stuff for less profit on Amazon just because I knew I'd get it quicker. But sometimes I'll pull stuff that I bought originally for Amazon to sell on eBay because I'll know I'll make more money and it'll sell at a decent pace. Good morning, Myra. How are you doing today?
Tommy says, I know most Amazon sellers' numbers are inflated. They can't prove because they can't show anything from Amazon. If I could not wait, let me see if I can copy and paste something out. Now there will be a couple sales short because it says only 265 because I had more sales 2 days ago. But let me see if I can cover this up somehow. I could show you what my numbers are there.
That's one thing that I really don't like about Amazon is just like how secretive it is. But I understand from selling on the platform that if you're not secretive, then people are just going to tank all your prices and you're going to get stuck losing money and stuff. So that's what sucks about it. That's what I like about eBay is you can just be fully transparent and just show everything. Hey, thanks, Jenny. I appreciate that. Are you trying to show something, Nate? Is that what you're looking for?
I'm trying to figure out how I can cover up a couple things because it will show my store name and I don't know. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll show it on another show. But I don't have problems showing my numbers or anything.
Yeah, I've seen your numbers several times, and I've even seen the stuff you sell. So, like, I believe what you say. I believe just because I've seen it, like, and that's only because I'm not going to go make a video like Nate is selling X, Y, and Z on Amazon. Go out and get it while you still can.
Especially in the Pittsburgh area.
Yeah, touche. All right, guys, April 18th, when we all get together for the meetup, we're going to all source for all of Nate's inventory. Nate would bring a shank with him.
At least Lisa, she said, let me go back. I missed it. She said, yes, but some people tell you what they make. They don't include all their costs of business. If anything, I go a little bit on the higher end of my stuff. Like some things I use coupons and other things like that. And I don't even include that my cost of goods. So it's actually really cheaper.
Yeah, I agree with you, Backroad Picker. It's just like for example, on eBay, I could show you what I've made in the last 60 days, but you don't know what I spent on the items. You know what I mean? You don't know anything. You know what I mean? So I could show you that I made $1 million in the last 60 days, but for all you know, I could have spent, $1 less than that, or, considerably more than that, and that $1 million could be a loss. So it's ROI really is what matters in the end.
Yeah, on mine every month, the lowest I had ROI for all my sales was 145% total combined, everything that you have. I think the highest was like 175, and I'm selling. Let me log in. Let me check to see. For the last 30 days, I sold 658 items, and my return on investment was 34% profit margin, 202% ROI.
Lisa C makes a good point. A lot of business costs get skipped over. Returns of ruined products, destroyed products, cost of shipping bad buys back. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's definitely a problem that I've had. I literally got 3 packages right here. Like, here's one of them. They're all the same product, and they freaking sent them all in 3 separate envelopes. Like, it's so stupid. And that's just stuff that I wasn't gated on that they decided to gate me on.
Now, if they send them back in an envelope like that and they get damaged, the only thing you got to do is call Amazon, take pictures, and they pay you for it.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah, you're covered. You're covering like everything. You're covered in a lot of different ways. Some ways you're not, and that's a couple of the fallbacks of Amazon. But overall, I probably only have to send back a couple items a month, and that's because of just returns. Very rarely do I have to send back a lot of something. I think the most I had to send back was 10 of one item, and that was right around Christmas, and they pushed me out of a toy category that wasn't, or they moved something to a toy category that wasn't. But other than that, I really don't have too much to have to send back, and it's only 50 cents an item. It's really not too bad. Yeah, Jody, I usually sell, I have peaks where, I'll sell out of something where I will go down a little bit. Like the other day I sold 45, 30, it just depends on what I have and but yeah, it's usually around 20 or so sales at least on average.
Scott was saying that we need to do dual monitors, would make a world of difference. Yeah, I eventually want to once I get my PC back from Nate. So I'll probably try to figure something like that out. But I haven't really pressed into that too much, just because I've been having so many computer issues lately, guys. The fact I can even get one to work is great for me at this point. Tommy wants to have a eBay versus Amazon debate at the meetup. I guess you guys could if you want to. I thought it was going to be more or less just like a chill thing at the meetup, but if that's what you guys want to do, I'm cool with that too. Doesn't matter to me. I'm probably going to be, my debate's going to be whether to go up for another piece of steak or if I want a hamburger, or you know what I mean. That's going to be my thing. I'm going to be stuffing things in my face like crazy, and then somebody's going to have to decide who's pushing me out in the wheelbarrow afterwards, because I'm going to be completely bloated and stuffed.
Yeah, it'd be pretty stacked debate for doing the crowd decide. Everyone does eBay versus me and maybe a couple other people.
We have a few Amazoners in the crowd, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a good thing. Yeah, Mark Pest makes a good point. On eBay sales, the average ROI is probably 400%, and better items are 700%. With no returns, I consider 100% ROI a mistake buy. You know what I mean? It's a different model, but I'd rather sell on Amazon. I have lower returns. I have faster returns. Even if I have to wait 2 weeks for my money from Amazon, I still make hand over fist more. And I honestly probably put about as much effort as in both as I do with Amazon. I still go to thrift stores. I'm still looking on Facebook Marketplace. I go source our stuff for online. I got a bunch of couple different hauls of some cheap stuff that was sells for good money that I have good experience with. So it's not like I'm not putting one or the other. I mean, I'm doing both.
Tell you what, if you guys really want to do the debate, we could probably do like winner gets a free buffet. You know what I mean? Like everybody that, we could take a collection for whatever the winner's buffet would cost or something like that. I don't know. But I'm down to whatever you guys want to do. This meetup is genuinely isn't about me or Nate. We just want to make sure that everybody is able to come in and enjoy themselves and get what they want out of the trip. Hey Victoria, good morning to you. I'm feeling a lot better than I was. I'm still pretty sick, but I'm actually able to get up out of bed and be here for the show today. So that's like a huge difference. Nice. We have an official volunteer to push me around in the World Barrel. So thank you so much for that. Definitely appreciate that. So I'll probably need it. That's a pro tip right there by Lisa C. She says, my eBay sales are fast. When I source, I look at the sell-through rates. That's something that has dramatically changed the way I source over the last year, is sourcing according to the sell-through rates, because there are some items that I would have picked up in the past because they were cheap, but there's either no sales or maybe a sale every 3 months or something like that. You know what I mean? So the sold listings do not lie on eBay. If there's a quick sell-through rate and the item's in demand, it's going to sell, and it's going to be a good decision. And at the flip, it says, poor Nate, everyone is piling on. Amazon is very viable marketplace. Very seasoned sellers, experienced in both platforms, will say, I love selling on eBay, but Amazon pays the bills. Yeah, I mean, and really, it's almost, in my opinion, as somebody who sells on both platforms, it's really just a matter of what you enjoy more, or what you would rather be doing as far as what's your primary and what platform you really get behind. This would almost be like, if we all love reselling, right? So there's definitely different platforms we want to be on. This would be like, for example, I'm a diehard Steeler fan, but maybe Nate likes the Baltimore Ravens. You know what I mean? So those two kind of butt heads a little bit, but when it all said and done, they both play football. They both have the same goal of winning the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's the way I kind of see the whole eBay versus Amazon, battle. Gary's in the house. What's up, my man? Good morning to you.
What's up, Gary?
Yeah, and Eric makes a good point. He said to each their own. Amazon isn't for everyone, and it really isn't. You know what I mean? If I didn't experience how good it actually was to sell through these items quickly, I probably wouldn't still be on it, just because, like I said, and I've fully admitted, I don't enjoy selling on Amazon, but it makes me money, so I'm not going to stop selling on Amazon. That'd be like if, I don't know if you guys ever saw Back to the Future Part 2. He had the Gray's Sports Almanac, and this book would tell him the outcome of every sporting event until the end of the century, right? So if I had the Gray's Sports Almanac, which in this case would be Keepa or whatever for Amazon, and I could go and I could look at these different items, and it would tell me exactly how many would sell, how quickly they would sell, then why would I not buy the items, send them in, and let them sell through? It'd be like giving up on free money, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So that's the main reason I stick with Amazon, is because it's proven to sell through items at a fast pace. And there's plenty enough market research and proof to put behind items so that you feel comfortable doing it, in my opinion.
If I can find an item for $5 or $2 or $1 or whatever, and it sells for 20 on eBay and 15 on Amazon, I'm taking 15 on Amazon. Just the honest opinion. I know that's going to sell, and I'll get my money back, and I'll make it again and again and again. I know a lot of people make their money on eBay or pay their bills on eBay. That's awesome. eBay's always going to be a part of my business, regardless of what I do on Amazon. It's just what it is. It's my opinion. Amazon's soaring for a reason. Everyone's different on their business model.
I think regardless of platform, you're always going to find somebody to crap on one or the other. You know what I mean? Because if you're team eBay, then obviously you want eBay to beat team Amazon. But if you're team Amazon, then you want Amazon to beat team eBay. And like, truth be told, like, this is kind of like a Steelers Patriots. And I keep going back to football because that's what I know and love. But the Patriots have been butt raping the Steelers for like a solid two decades right now. Right. So obviously I'm going to hate on the Patriots, but they've been dominant regardless of cheating or whatever. You know what I mean? And you can kind of look at Amazon a little bit like the Patriots in that sense, because you got the repricers and like all those other things, right? It's like this is a platform built for like Bill Belichick. You know what I mean? Like, but it works. You know what I mean? And it's been dominant, and it's number one in the market. As much as I'd hate to refer them to the Patriots, but I mean, it almost kind of feels that way to me in a sense. But I mean, it's a good platform. It's viable. It makes money. You know what I mean? Like, it's you can't deny that it's the top platform in all of like e-commerce right now. Probably in all of commerce, not even just e-commerce, because I think they're on the rise, whereas retail's on the decline big time. That's a good way of putting it. Gina Key Lime Kisses says you can like all the platforms. It's like your children. You love them all for different reasons. That's true. That's a real good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Because I don't really dislike any of the platforms I'm on. I just happen to kind of value each one for a different reason.
Couple of pictures. eBay was on fire for us yesterday. Let's hope it keeps going. Burn, baby, burn. Yeah, I hope it keeps going for you, Lisa and Rob.
For sure. Myra, you're gonna get me in trouble. She said Amazon is the man, eBay is the woman. Discuss, LOL. You're gonna get me like burned at the stake. Okay, so there's a whole lot of ones in the chat. I don't know why, but what's up, Lisa and Rob? Couple pickers. Good to see you guys. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, and I definitely I understand about the chasing of items, but there's other ways to source for Amazon too. Like, you're able to, and that's kind of where I'm trying to get my Amazon to. Is so I'm not so much chasing the items, but the items are coming to me or directly to Amazon. That's kind of where I'm trying to bring Amazon to, so that way it's not as tedious trying to get the inventory. But I mean, if you look at it this way, like, if you're being 100% honest with yourself, are you really not chasing inventory on eBay too? Think of how many yard sales you go to, how many thrift stores you go to, you know, how many Facebook Marketplace meetups you do. Like, what's the difference between doing that and going to a store or several stores? You know what I mean? So, like, you're pretty much chasing inventory regardless of the platform you're on, in my opinion. Yep. And that's really what it comes down to, is different strokes for different folks. It's a good way of putting it. Lisa says both have positives and negatives. You just have to know your balance, just like eBay versus Posh or Mercari. Every product has its platform. Completely agree. Resale King is in the house. So since you're the king, we need a decree here, Brandon. We need you to settle this royal debate. So here was a No Money G said I'd be Biff. Yes, Biff Tannen. Victoria said, Nate, do you send things to Amazon for FBA or do you mail them to the customer after they sell?
99% FBA. I do very, very little merch fulfilled.
All right. That's a good point. Tommy's saying is eBay will never compete with you on a product like Amazon will. But by the same point, eBay is not really selling their own stuff either. You know what I mean? Like they're not really selling products. They're more of a platform for other people to sell products, and they just kind of make money off of the money you make. You know what I mean?
I would take it even in a different way. eBay competes with you because if you don't pay that promotional, you don't go the trending rate or higher on an item, that people might not even see your items. So they want more of your product or your profit for your items to sell, or have a better chance for your items to sell.
Mm-hmm.
I would even look at it like that. Like, yeah, Amazon has items on there, but that's part of the thing that I look at when I go to source. If Amazon's on the listing, then I see how many they have in stock. Like every item I went and got yesterday, they had 3 of, and it was a real good sales rank. So they had 3 left. So yeah, I'm definitely going to go buy a bunch of those. But if they have $9.99 or more, I'm not going to buy that item. But there's also times that Amazon just gives up on the price and just says, oh, well, we'll just let other people sell for under this cost for whatever reason. So it is what it is.
Dee makes a good point. She said yard sales, estate sales, and some thrift stores are actually fun. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I mean, in a sense, RA can be fun too. I mean, if that's your thing. It's a little bit harder for me just because of physical limitations in some stores. Like, for example, if I'm like going around scanning for like hours, sometimes it puts me in like agonizing pain, unless it's a store that like supports like scooters and stuff like that. But by the same point with like yard sales and stuff, depending on how long, like if I'm at a flea market for a long time, I could feel that same pain. So that takes a little bit of the fun out of it for me. But I definitely agreed. I'm actually glad I picked this topic today because it's definitely fueled like a ton of conversation from both sides, and that's kind of what I enjoy about the show, is being able to kind of showcase, you know, how the community feels about things. Jody says by 2020, Amazon aims to enter offline market in India with Amazon Basics. So you mean today? Or I mean, not today, but this year? Lisa's saying, how can you see how many are in stock? On Amazon? Nate, can you, there's a, what's that extension you were showing me?
It's called AMZ Scout Pro. It's a free extension on your desktop, and you just go to the product page where you see the product image and all that type of thing, and you just click it and you activate it, and it shows you all the sellers, what they have in stock, if they're merch fulfill or if they are FBA, and their price.
Meyer says Brandon is by platform. I guess I would be too. I guess as far as being by platform, I'd be a hoe because I'm on like 4 different platforms, and that doesn't even count anything local or anything like that. I'm hoe platform. That's true. In it flip, it says we're basically debating about what we like to do better. I mean, my thing is like, I can't really knock anybody's hustle, because if you're making thousands of dollars on eBay or Amazon, when it comes down to it, you're still making thousands of dollars. How you get there is your choice. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to shut it down a little bit early today, just because I'm still not feeling 100% back to full strength yet. So I'm going to shut it down and do a little bit of shipping, and I'm going to go do some resting. But I definitely appreciate everyone coming out today, and for all of your love, all your support, all of your feedback, and just for contributing to the show. Thank you guys so much. Nate, is there anything you want to say before we shut it down?
Working hangout Saturday. We're also talk about the meetup as well. So if you're planning on coming to the meetup, you definitely want to be there, because we want your input of what you guys want to do and all that fun stuff. So
cool. Thanks, Jimmy. I appreciate that, man. So here's a question. Reseller man, how do you file and pay for your state taxes if eBay collects for you? Honestly, this is the first year I'm going to be doing it for eBay. I started eBay at the end of as a more than just a hobby, like every once in a while selling, at the end of 2018. So 2019 was really my first full year of selling on eBay full time. So this is the first tax season I'm actually doing that. So I don't want to give you the wrong information. I would say consult some tax professional or somebody who knows more than me. So I don't know if you know that answer or not, Nate.
no, this is my first year too.
Thanks, Jody. Yeah, we should be back to full strength on Monday. We'll be on Nate's channel on Monday as well. So make sure you tune in, and we will see you guys later.
Peace, everyone.